So, let's break down a classic online biohacking testimonial, shall we? It's the kind of pitch you see all the time, promising this incredible 30-day transformation by fixing your cellular energy. What we're going to do is walk through it step by step to really see the powerful marketing techniques they're using to build their case. You know, every good pitch starts with a hook, and this one is a textbook example of what's called a pattern interrupt. It's designed to do one thing: stop you dead in your tracks while you're scrolling. And that phrase, aging twice as fast, wow, it's meant to be alarming, right? It hits an emotional nerve and makes you think, wait, is that me? Okay, so once they've got your attention, the story begins. And the first thing they do is establish this huge universal problem. By calling it a cellular energy crisis, they make it sound like this fundamental, widespread issue that could be affecting literally anyone, including you. And here's how they set the stage. They make this big claim that most of us are stuck in this crisis, just chugging caffeine to get through the day. It's a classic move, right? It creates this sense of a shared struggle, making it really easy for you to nod along and say, yeah, that sounds familiar. But how do they make that big, vague crisis feel personal? Well, this is how. They start listing these super common, relatable symptoms. Brain fog, zero motivation. It's almost like they're diagnosing you right through the screen, making that abstract crisis feel very, very real. All right, so we have the problem. Now what? This is where the pitch makes a key pivot. The story shifts away from those relatable feelings and dives into a cause that sounds very scientific. They introduce you to mitochondria. But notice, they don't hit you with complex biology. Instead, they use a super simple analogy. They're the power plants of your cells. This is totally intentional. It makes a complex topic instantly understandable for absolutely anyone. And they just keep that analogy going. If mitochondria are the power plants, then ATP is the electricity they produce. The logic they're laying out is incredibly simple. If your power plants are sluggish, you're going to have low energy. See? It guides you to a very specific and inevitable conclusion. And this is the real kicker. This single sentence is so incredibly powerful. What it does is it externalizes the problem. It tells you that your exhaustion, your lack of drive, it's not a personal failure. It's not your fault. It's a biological problem. This just lifts any guilt right off your shoulders and makes you way more open to what they're about to offer. So let's recap. They've given you a problem, and they've given you a biological villain. What's the next logical step in this whole story they're weaving? Well, of course, it's to introduce the hero, the solution designed to fix that exact biological issue. Now, they introduce their Advanced Mitochondrial Formula, and they're quick to list some key ingredients, mentioning things like CoQ10, PQQ, and alpha-lipoic acid. Well, that's a tactic. It adds this layer of scientific credibility. It makes the formula seem targeted, specific, and well-researched. And the language they use to describe what it does is just as important. The claim here is huge. They're talking about recharging your batteries at a DNA level. Whoa! This isn't just about feeling a little more peppy. This is being sold as a deep, fundamental fix. To make the product seem really cutting edge, they use another great analogy from the tech world. It's a software update for your body. And then they add a little social proof, mentioning it's popular in these aspirational groups, like longevity and anti-aging circles. The hidden message is pretty clear. The people in the know are already using this. So you've got the science and you've got the solution, but now they have to prove it works. And this is where the personal testimonial becomes the absolute anchor of the entire narrative, showing you a relatable and really dramatic transformation. The results are laid out on this perfect, progressive timeline. Notice how the benefits just keep getting better and better. It starts with a small, relatable win. No more afternoon slump. Then it moves up to better workouts. And by day 30, the claim is that it's life-changing, even making your skin look better. It's a very compelling story of improvement. And that whole testimonial builds to this one ultimate promise. It's a masterful move, really. It connects all those smaller benefits, the focus, the energy, to one of the most powerful things anyone can promise in health marketing: reversing aging from the inside out. This all leads, of course, to the final act of the pitch, the call to action. They've laid out the problem, presented the solution, and shown you the proof. Now, they're going to tell you exactly what you need to do next. And the call to action is framed with pure emotion. It sets up this contrast between a negative state, just surviving, and this amazing aspirational state of thriving. This isn't really a logical appeal anymore. It's an appeal directly to your desire for a better life. And finally, the pitch ends with a clear, direct instruction. All the emotional buildup, the scientific framing, the personal story, it has all been leading to this one simple action. Click the link and buy the product. It's the destination they've been leading you to this whole time. So, when you take this whole pitch apart, piece by piece, it leaves you with a pretty big question. In a world where we're just bombarded with information, how much do these really carefully crafted personal stories actually influence the decisions we make about our health and ultimately what we choose to believe?